Whether a man or woman, want it or you got it. It's a divine affection. Yeah, you can't live without it. Such a lover, girl. I'll give you all the feels. Step into my world. I promise you'll love it here with me.
Hi friends, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica J. This is Jessica J Create, where I create and share with the hopes of inspiring and connecting with you. In today's video, we are doing a pattern review for Simplicity 9114. This pattern is a Mrs. Dress top and pants, and today I am reviewing the dress. Starting with my inspiration, I really wanted to sew this piece because I've actually sewn the other two parts of the pattern, but I've never sewn the dress. So I was really inspired to make this dress, but I didn't have a good fabric at the time or in mind. And then while thrifting, I did pick up this fabric, and it's giving all the fall vibes. So I was just wanted to finally cut this piece. For the pattern, I did cut a size 18 for the top, and then 24, which is the largest size in this size packet, for all of the tiers. This is described as a Mrs. Button front long dress and gathered tiers with long sleeves. So for the gathered tiers, I went as large as I could. I would say it's really accurate to the photo. Mine is obviously a little bit more full because I added those tiers, but otherwise you're getting exactly what Mimi G is showing here. The instructions in this pattern were very easy to follow. There were only a few spots where I was just like, I don't know. And I think that's less to do with the instructions and more to do with the fact that I didn't pay close attention to them. Like, I did follow the instructions, but I definitely went on my own knowledge a little bit, and a couple things got a little funky. One in particular is the continuous lap. Don't know how well you can see that, but I sewed it and then flipped it so that the fold is visible instead of sewing it from this side and flipping it under. And I don't know, I guess I was looking at the instructions and it looks like that's what they wanted you to do, but I really don't like that. So yeah, but that could also be me reading the instructions wrong. All in all, I think the instructions were good. This one does not have the sew along with it, but it's really simple. Like, the collar is all in one, so you don't really have to worry about multiple pieces there. I mean, the cuffs are really simple. I think if you've made a button-up shirt, this should not be a very difficult pattern. And even if you haven't, I believe that this is a good one to start with because of the all-in-one collar, the simple little continuous lap for the cuff here and not a placket. You know, it's a pretty straightforward, loose-fitting, easy button-up that you can make. For my materials, I did use this fabric here. I thrifted this fabric. I do believe it's a home decor something. It's very lightweight, a little bit sheer, but not really. I do believe it's printed on top. I don't really know what it's made out of. Something synthetic, because I just can tell that it's not an organic material. I ended up with a 10-yard bundle of this fabric for $10 from my favorite thrift store, the Economy Center. Shout out Economy Center because they always have the deals. And this fabric is directional in a way. So when laying out my pieces, I did like pretty much use all 10 yards. This pattern also called for 3/4 of a yard of lightweight interfacing, which I did use. I used some really lightweight non-woven interfacing, which is kind of my first time really experimenting with that. I usually use like a fusible cotton woven interfacing, but because this material was so light, I just wanted to get the lightest thing I could find, and I think it worked really well. It also calls for buttons. Let's see, how many buttons? Okay, it calls for 15 half-inch buttons. I only use 14 because I didn't include the button up here or the buttonhole. I just thought that would be way too difficult because my buttonhole attachment is having a hard time. So I just omitted that one and then kept all the rest of the 14 buttons. As far as the process goes for this one, pattern alterations that I did make, I omitted the pockets because I just don't like pockets. I know. I'm one of those people who does not like putting pockets in everything. I pretty much omit them whenever possible. They just really annoy me. So I did omit the pockets. Outside of cutting the largest size for the bottom, I didn't make any other major alterations. Just the pockets. And I did choose to serge all of my seams for the finishing, which I think looks pretty nice because the thread matches really well with the fabric on the inside. Notes on sewing. So definitely use an appropriate needle. Use one that's very sharp, very fine. Consider how you want to finish your seams because they will be visible as far as the gathered layers are concerned. I decided to overlock mine because I thought that looked good enough, but they give you a few different options in the instructions. Just pay attention and decide that early on so that you can make your inside look as nice as possible if that's something you care about. I do, so I went ahead and overlocked mine. In conclusion here, I am extremely happy with this make. It is so comfortable. It's very forgiving on size. It has that twirl appeal. It's funky. It's fun. I feel like I can just wear it out and be cool and I don't know, just feel like myself. I have just wearing it this fall and today while I was running some errands, and I just felt really powerful in it and just royal and cool and spunky and all the good things that you want to feel in your own piece. So love that. Only couple dislikes are a few of my buttonholes. They're a little bit wonky, just a little bit, especially on, which cuff is it? This cuff. That buttonhole, I had to do it over twice on top of itself because I cannot seam rip buttonholes. Like when my machine does it, I just have to accept whatever comes out because I have tried. And if you have any tips on doing this, like how do you remove those little tiny threads? It's like they just get in there. I don't know. So I have that one. I have a few that are also a little bit wonky. That's the worst. The continuous lap, like I talked about earlier here, it just upsets me that the stitching and the fold is on the outside and visible like that. I would rather have stitched it and then folded under so that you wouldn't necessarily see that, but it's not the worst thing in the world, and my print's really busy, so I'm not sweating it. It is what it is. I'm very, 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 very happy with this. We'll most likely make it again, maybe soon, honestly, maybe for spring. It's just like an everyday uniform for me. I feel so good in this piece. Let's see. What else can I tell you? Alterations that I may make also in the future is going with a 16 up top and then still keeping all the fullness in the bottom. I think I could stand to lose a little bit and make it just a tiny bit more fitted depending on the look I'm going for. I'm very happy with the way this fits. It looks like the pattern envelope, but I think I can do just a little bit smaller next time. Yeah, but I'm happy with it. It gives off all of the fall colors, like late fall here in Wisconsin. We start seeing the greens and the browns and the burgundies, and the branches have lost most of their leaves, and you know winter is right around the corner, so it feels really good. Okay, here's a little bit of a bonus. You may have seen in the reveal shots here that beautiful green bag that I am wearing. I call that bag my carpet bag because it's literally made out of an upholstery fabric that feels like carpet. It does. It just feels like carpet. But I love that bag. I did actually sew that specifically to go with this look. And I used McCall's 8705 This pattern is from 1996. It's View D here. And let me tell you, I love this bag. Like, I love this bag. It was so fun to sew. When I'm wearing it, it fits so well on my shoulder. I don't know. It's a perfect running around, running errands, just throw it in the bag kind of bag. And the color is really nice. And even though the fabric feels like a carpet, I still really like it. I think it's super unique and fun, and I had fun sewing it. That fabric though, that fabric was so thick. It was so thick. It was only $2. I actually bought it at the same time as I bought this 10 yard bundle. I'm assuming they came from the same person who was doing something in their home and had some extra. And I had so much fun. So I used upholstery weight thread for that because there was just no way. And I used a denim needle. And then I lined it with a cotton fabric and used cotton for the ties as well because, again, there was just no way I was going to be able to flip that around if I just used the carpet material. It's not carpet. It's not carpet, but it feels like it. But I don't know. The upholstery material, it would have been way too thick. I struggled getting that strap turned out. Oh my gosh. But it paid off. It paid off, but let me tell you, I was just in here having a very hard time, like struggling, just like, ugh. I had to pull out, I don't know what that tool is called because that's not my expertise, but went into the toolbox, grabbed the little like clampy thingy, put that in there, and was just like, ugh, you know, like, come on. All that to say, it paid off, and I love this bag, and I love this pattern. Obviously, you can see I got it at Goodwill for $1. So happy that I was able to make that bag to go with this. It just feels like chef kiss, just wonderful. All right, now we're at the end of the video. I want to thank you so much for watching and coming along with me on my sewing journey. Let me know what you think of this make. Have you made it before as well? Do you have any tips or pointers for me as far as seam ripping or just eating the threads out for buttonholes? Let me know. Are you sewing anything wonderful this fall? Let me know. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe for more, to hang out with me, to join the tribe, like be friends. I would love that. And share this video with someone you think might like it. All right. Well, have a great day. I love you. Mwah. Bye.